Architecture might sound boring at first, but it plays a huge role in shaping how we live and think. It's more than just buildings. It's about the path we've chosen as a society. Maybe you've seen these clips comparing modern buildings to ancient monuments. The message is always the same. We've made the world grey, lifeless, and disconnected. These buildings, cold industrial blocks, are often labelled as dystopian, alienating, and even designed to create a divide between the elites and everyone else.
Do not think is sensible in the long run and right is when the avant-garde becomes the establishment. And that is what has happened, I believe. Not only in architectural terms, but in many other areas as well.
To produce a utopian new society which would, in a sense, be social engineering through architecture.
Brutalist architecture in particular gets a lot of heat for being harsh, sterile and uninviting. It's easy to feel like modern cities are psychological warfare, built to make us feel alone in a sea of concrete, but they're not entirely wrong. I'll admit, wandering through places like downtown LA or Bangkok, I felt that same sense of emptiness, like the city isn't really meant for humans to thrive. And on top of that, modern designs turn out way uglier in real life than on paper. It's overwhelming, impersonal, and sometimes downright dystopian. But here's the thing, these videos, they're oversimplifying the story. Let me explain, as someone who loves old architecture, coming from Germany where our cities are rich in historical landmarks, I have to admit, the world we live in now needs modern architecture to function. Take, for example, the famous Cologne Cathedral. I see it being referenced oftenly. It's breathtaking. But can you imagine trying to live or work in a building like that today? There's a reason we don't build like this anymore. Apart from the 600 years of construction, our modern world requires things like plumbing, heating, electricity, features that weren't part of older designs. Modern buildings incorporate systems that drastically improve our quality of life. Thanks to advancements in plumbing and sanitation, global life expectancy has increased by around 10 years since the early 20th century. And air conditioning, heating systems, these are now essential for personal comfort and health, especially in extreme climates. It's easy to forget how much we've gained from these innovations. Modern buildings also focus on energy efficiency, which is crucial for our future. New techniques like thermal storage and heat pumps reduce carbon footprints and long-term costs. Net zero energy buildings can cut operational costs by up to 40% annually, and earthquake-resistant designs save lives in vulnerable regions. These innovations aren't just practical, they're necessary for a world that's rapidly changing. Now, I'm not saying modern architecture is perfect. There's something about the neutral colours, the endless grey, that can feel cold and lifeless. And yes, we've all had those moments where a modern city makes us feel isolated. But here's the trade-off. I'd rather live in a world with running water, solid insulation, and a home that's designed to meet my everyday needs, whether I'm in Europe or Southeast Asia. Modern architecture may lack the old world charm, but it gives us comfort, safety and sustainability, and that's something worth appreciating. In the end, it's all about balance. Yes, old architecture gives us beauty and a sense of history, but modern buildings are what make our lives easier and safer. We may live in grey houses, but they're catering to a world that's more efficient, more comfortable, and ultimately more livable. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you got anything out of it. I would love to bring you more content and improve video by video. All the best and much love. Be blessed.